there, Meenakshi Agrawal is here to tell you the life story of Maharana Pratap Singh, a great Rajput king from Rajasthan. Before I tell you the life story of Pratap Singh, let me tell you something very interesting about him. The Mughal Emperor Akbar considered Maharana Pratap Singh his biggest enemy. Still, he had a great regard for Pratap Singh because he had never accepted his lead and sovereignty, whereas other Rajput kings did so. No wonders Akbar could not control his tears when he heard about the death of Pratap Singh. Here continues the life story of
Maharana Pratap, who was one of the ruler of Mewar and is considered to be one of the most valiant Hindu kings during the Mughal rule. Pratap Singh, popularly known as Maharana Pratap, was the 13th king of Mewar, a region in northwestern India in the present-day state of Rajasthan. Maharana Pratap was one of the strongest warriors in India, with a height of 7 feet and 5 inches. He used to carry 360 kilograms of weight, which included a spear weighing 80 kilograms, 2 swords weighing 208 kilograms, and his armor was around 72 kilograms heavy. Pratap Singh was born on 9th of May 1940 in Kumbhalgarh, a fort in Rajasthan. He was the son of Maharana Uday Singh II and Rani Jaywanta Bai of Mewar. As a young prince, he was taught how to ride a horse and how to use weapons in battle. When Pratap was still a young man, the Mughal Emperor Akbar attacked Mewar's capital Chittor. The huge Mughal army surrounded the fort Chittorgarh. Uday Singh moved his family out of the fort. After keeping the fort surrounded for a few years, the Mughals finally captured it. Udaipur, a city Uday Singh had founded earlier, became the new capital of Mewar. In 1572, Maharana Uday Singh passed away, leaving the way for Crown Prince Pratap Singh to become the Maharana. However, in his later years, the late Maharana Uday Singh II had fallen under the influence of his favorite queen, Rani Bhattiani, and had willed that her son Jagmal should ascend to the throne. Pratap Singh, in deference to his father's wishes, decided to let his half-brother Jagmal to become the next king. However, knowing this to be disastrous for Mewar, the late Maharana's nobles forced Jagmal to leave the throne to Pratap Singh. Jagmal unwillingly gave up the throne. He swore revenge and left for Ajmer to join the armies of Akbar. Some Rajput kings had accepted Akbar as their ruler. They were allowed to keep their kingdoms but had to pay taxes to the Mughal emperor. They also had to support the Mughal king during wars. Akbar wanted Maharana Pratap II to come under his control. For this, Akbar sent 6 diplomatic missions to Mewar. But Rana Pratap turned down each of them. The last of these missions was headed by Raja Man Singh, a Rajput king and the brother-in-law of Akbar. Maharana Pratap, angered that his fellow Rajput was aligned with someone who had forced the submission of all Rajputs, refused to sup with Raja Man Singh. The lines were completely drawn now. Akbar understood that Maharana Pratap would never submit and he would have to use his troops against Mewar. Maharana Pratap was determined to recapture Chittor. He knew it would not be easy. He did not have enough money to take care of his soldiers, as Mewad's wealth had already been spent in fighting wars against the Mughals. But he did not lose hope. He vowed that he would not live a life of comfort until he had won back Chittor. He ate on leaf plates, slept on a bed of straw, and lived in a mud hut like his soldiers. The Rajput soldiers were loyal to their king. The Bhil tribals who lived in the Aravalli hills around Mewar were very good archers. They also helped the Maharana in his fights against the Mughals. As Maharana Pratap refused to accept Mughal control, Akbar sent a huge army led by Man Singh, ruler of Amer, to fight him. There was a battle at Haldighati in 1576. The small but brave Rajput army fought fiercely against much larger army of Mughals. When the Rajputs saw that they could not defeat the Mughals, they decided to save their king instead. Maharana Pratap escaped on his horse Chetak. Chetak was wounded in battle and died soon, but not before he had carried his master to the safety. He is still remembered for his bravery and loyalty. After the Battle of Haldighati, Maharana Pratap lived in the forests of Aravalli hills. He prepared his soldiers to fight again. From the hills, he attacked the Mughals many times. He was able to win back most of his kingdom but not Chittor. In January 1597, Maharana Pratap Singh, Mewad's greatest hero, was seriously injured in a hunting accident. He left his body at the age of 56 on January 29, 1597. He died fighting for his nation, for his people, and most importantly, for his honor.
Maharana Pratap Singh's story is not complete if we don't talk about his horse Chetak. Now I'll tell you something very interesting about Chetak. In the battlefield of Haldighati, Chetak leapt over the forehead of an elephant on which Emperor Man Singh was riding to enable Maharana to attack him fiercely. And another thing is that Chetak played a major role in protecting and saving Maharana's life when he was surrounded by animals, Mughal animals. Chetak took away Maharana Pratap Singh to the safer grounds away from the battlefield by running 5 kilometers in an injured condition, and in an attempt to cross 21 feet wide river, he collapsed, died. That's all for now. See you with the new topic, with a new video. Till then, stay home, stay safe.